You are welcome. Messiah Revelation Channel prophetic ministry related to end time events. Today we are looking at Babylon, the destruction of Babylon. It is on God's calendar. It is an end time event, destruction of Babylon. And the book of Jeremiah talks about it. The prophecy book, the book of Revelation, also talks about the destruction of Babylon, the final destruction of Babylon. The Babylon is a nation that is an enemy of God, is an enemy of the people of God, and her destiny is written down in stone in the volumes of books. And today we are looking at the destruction of Babylon, and I believe that the United States is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. And so we need to look at the destruction of Babylon. And the Bible is very clear. Jeremiah 50, verses 8 to 9, talks about the destruction of Babylon. Jeremiah 50, verses 8 to 9, the Lord commanded the people to come out of Babylon, to flee Babylon. And when we're talking about fleeing Babylon, it's both physical and spiritual. Because in the days of Lot had to flee Babylon physically. And in the last days, people have to flee Babylon. The angel warned the dwellers of Babylon to flee Babylon. So Jeremiah 50, verses 8 to 9, people are commanded to flee Babylon. Why are we focusing on Babylon? We are focusing on Babylon because there are two chapters in the book of Revelation that relate to Babylon. And the destruction of Babylon will be one of the major events in the end times. Ephesians 5 verse 11 says that we are not to condone darkness, anything that has connection with darkness. We are supposed to expose the kingdom of darkness. And so when we are focusing on Babylon, we are not haters of Babylon. We are just exposing the truth about Babylon. So Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11, we are not supposed to have anything to do with the kingdom of darkness, but to expose it. And the angels of the Lord will expose the nakedness of Babylon, and Babylon will be finally destroyed. And so if you look at the book of Revelation, there will be a time when the Lord will remember Babylon. So Revelation chapter 16 verse 9, God remembered Babylon the Great. In Revelation chapter 18 verse 6 to 8, the Lord had a bailiff who came with a decree of judgment on Babylon. It's like a sentence being imposed on a criminal defendant in a case. And in the case of Babylon, the Lord himself will prosecute the judgment against the system, the nation Babylon, the corrupt system, the system that is an enemy of God. Revelation 16 verse 9, God remembered the iniquities of Babylon. And so in the end times, it's coming very soon, the Lord who created the universe will remember the iniquities of Babylon, and Babylon will be judged accordingly. And so in Revelation chapter 14 verse 10, there is a cup full of the wrath of God. It will be poured on Babylon. It will be poured without a mixture, a cup of wrath from God himself. will be poured on Babylon. Revelation chapter 14, verse 10. Babylon is boastful, and that is one of the reasons why the Lord will destroy Babylon. And in Revelation chapter 18, verse 6, Babylon is boasting, I am a queen, I'm a royal, I'm not a widow, I'm not poor, I'm not miserable. Babylon is boastful, and for that reason, the Lord will destroy Babylon. It's one of the reasons because of which the Lord is going to destroy Babylon. And I believe the United States is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. The prophet Isaiah also talked about the destruction of Babylon, Isaiah 47, verses 9 to 11. And it will be very strange because when Babylon is being destroyed in the last days, people will mourn for Babylon. But unfortunately, they will not mourn because of Babylon's sins. They will mourn because of the riches of Babylon that will be destroyed. The economy of Babylon will be destroyed. The Lazarus and the delicacies in Babylon will be destroyed. The material wealth will be destroyed. The culture will be destroyed. The history of Babylon will be destroyed. The military of Babylon will be destroyed. And the people will mourn. And these are the merchants with whom Babylon committed fornication. Babylon committed fornication, adultery with the kings of the earth, and the merchants of the earth will mourn. And they will mourn not because of the sins of Babylon, they will mourn because of the merchandise and the material wealth that will be destroyed in the last days. Angels will celebrate the destruction of Babylon. We are not happy because Babylon is going to be destroyed. The Revelation book, the book of Revelation, is very clear that angels of the Lord will celebrate the destruction of Babylon, and it's written in the book of Revelation. So let's look at Revelation chapter 18. And let's look at what is written in the book of Revelation chapter 18, verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And so the angel who will be destroying Babylon, he will proclaim a period of rejoicing. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God has avenged you on her. The apostles and the prophets include Apostle Paul, includes Apostle John. The prophets includes Abel to Zechariah from A to Z. They will rejoice. Wherever they are, they will rejoice when they see Babylon being destroyed. And the angel is proclaiming to the apostles and the prophets to rejoice because of this destruction of Babylon, because Babylon is responsible for leading the world astray. Babylon is responsible for the murder of the saints and the apostles. The question you ask is that how come America will be killing all God's prophets? That's not the case. America will kill some prophets, but because of the iniquities of America, because of the iniquities of Babylon, the Lord will impose judgment on Babylon, and it will hold Babylon responsible for all the prophets killed from the Old Testament to the New Testament, from Abel to Zechariah. The prophet Abel was killed, and the prophet Zechariah was killed. The prophets were killed, they were stoned, or they died. And the iniquities of Babylon will be judged, and it will include the killing of all prophets. So God will avenge the death of the prophets on Babylon, America. Revelation chapter 18, verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. So the Lord will avenge the prophets. You avenge the blood of the prophets, and America will be held liable and responsible. So the destruction of America is decreed in the book of Revelation and is coming. And how long will it take for America to be destroyed? I'm talking about the final destruction of America. I'm not talking about the moral decay that is destroying the youth of America. I'm not talking about the political corruption that is happening in America. I'm not talking about the sorceries. I'm not talking about economic decline or military decline or political decline. I'm talking about the final desolation of Babylon. Desolation that will result in nobody inhabiting America again. The history of America will be forgotten, and that destruction will come in 1 hour. Destruction will come in 1 hour. And there are 3 places in the book of Revelation, chapter 18, where it is specifically stated that Babylon will be destroyed in 1 hour. Revelation 18, verse 10. Let's look at it. In 1 hour is that judgment come. Revelation 18, verse 10. Revelation 18, verse 17. Let's look what is written there. Revelation 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. When Babylon is destroyed in 1 hour, her company, her friends, her co-conspirators, her co-offenders, her co-mockers of God, and her allies in iniquity, they will stand far away. They will not come near. They will not come to the defense of America. Who can defend you when God is fighting you? When angels of the Lord are sending their brimstone and fire, who can defend you? NATO? No. In 1 hour, Babylon will be destroyed. Let's look at Revelation 18, verse 19. Revelation 18, verse 19. Rich, all that wherein were made rich, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich, all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her what? Costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich, all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. So that is the judgment on Babylon. Babylon will be destroyed, and it will come quickly, and it will be in 1 hour. Prophetic 1 hour. And it is stated 3 times in chapter 18 of the book of Revelation. And Babylon will be destroyed for so many reasons. Revelation 18 verse 3 will be destroyed because of seduction and adultery. Revelation 18 verse 7, Babylon will be destroyed because of self-glory, luxury, and pride. And the Lord will command the angel to give Babylon double portion of the judgment. So America will get double portion of the judgment. All the murder America committed on other nations and all the afflictions America um, inflicted on other people, the Lord will decree in Revelation 18 verse 6, give her double portion of judgment. So this is an outline of the judgment on Babylon that is coming. This is Babylon, and this message is about the destruction of Babylon. And because of the sins of Babylon, her allies cannot come to her aid. They will stand afar. The merchants with ships, they will stand afar, and they will have lamentation on Babylon. They will not mourn with Babylon. They will not mourn Babylon. They will not come to the aid of Babylon. Babylon will be left on her own in the same way Sodom and Gomorrah were left on their own. In the same way Nineveh was left on her own. Babylon will be destroyed, and it will be a final destruction, and it will be finally desolated. And if you are partaking of the sins of Babylon, if you are holding LGBT flags all over the world, if you are engaging in mockery of God, and if you are uplifting your constitution above the holy book of the Bible, the holy book of God, you know that you will be partakers in the sins of Babylon. If you do not repent, you are partaker of the sins of Babylon. If you have Babylon mentality, you are partaker of the sins of Babylon. If you have the pride of Babylon, you are a partaker of the sins of Babylon. And for that reason, you will be destroyed. You need to repent. Repent. And remember the judgment that is coming on Babylon, the nation of abominations. And that nation will be destroyed because it is decreed that Babylon will be destroyed. And we are saying it because it's prophecy. We need to warn you about the coming destruction of Babylon. I'm talking about the final destruction of Babylon. We are saying this not because we are happy or pleased. We are saying this because we need to warn. It is our responsibility to warn, and we repeat the admonition in Revelation 18 verse 4, come out of her, my people. And the angel of the Lord, when they are destroying Babylon, they will proclaim in Revelation 18 verse 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And so a day is coming, and that day is the day for America, is the day for Babylon, is the day of her destruction, is the day of her desolation. The decline will come. The decline will come. The decline is coming, but the final desolation of Babylon will come. It is prophecy, and it will not tally. This is Messiah Revelation Ministry. My email, raptureafrica@yahoo.com. Behold Babylon. Behold the final desolation and destruction of Babylon. Come out of her, my people, so that you do not partake of her sins and you do not receive the plagues that are coming.